a psychologist, what's known as an international psychologist, one who deals with different cultures. So I deal with cultures in Africa, South America, Asia, Europe, all across the world. So I study groups, social systems, governments, clinical things, disorders, things of that nature. So I'll try to infuse as much psychological sort of theories into communicating, right? We are here, but then we'll get to the root of that, right? Hopefully. But I also started off as a businessman. So I was traveling all over the world, buying investment properties. I love to travel, I love real estate, and I love different types of people, right, in different environments. And so I kind of started with that, and then after that I worked for the United Nations for a little bit, and then I went into psychology. So I kind of bounced around with a lot of different things. I run a philanthropy, right, a charity, a foundation, and it helps a lot of the communities in South Africa, right, very impoverished areas, people who have needs in mental health, education, social systems, culture, development, things like that. So that's my kind of spiel. Hobbies, motorcycles, sailboats, hiking, mountain climbing, just anything that's, for me, I find adventurous. And I have 2 small children. Okay, so that was from another course that we did that, but we'll start off here. So yes sir.
So you said you like to be adventurous. You ever been skydiving?
I have.
Oh man, I don't want to pass out. I don't too much for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you're frightened to death the first time, but after you do it the first time, you have this need to want to do it again. Kind of weird. Like even if you're frightened to death, you're gonna want to do it again. And they have different heights. They take it. And you can do like a 10,000 feet or 15.
Oh man.
But
So wait, how much did you do? Like, what did you do?
you know, I did 2 of them. One was like 10, the other was like 15. But they were out of nowhere, like, Utah and stuff like that. So, yeah.
You got pictures?
I got stuff I could probably bring in. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of my background. Maybe in the future I'll get into some government. I actually thought about running against Mayor Brandon Johnson from there, so
That's scary.
in Chicago. So we'll see how that goes. Kind of not happy about our city. And anyways, but we'll see how that goes. You'll vote for me just to get a good grade. Any other questions about me? All right, yes.
Where do you work in the United Nations?
So I kind of moved around New York. Sometime I would go there, but they have offices kind of everywhere. So I was still here, but I bounced around New York and then over to Europe as well too. Yeah. And so what I was doing, something they had a generational development program, and that was kind of getting young adults involved in the UN to get interested in the UN. So I kind of go talk about the United Nations, the history, recruit people to get involved. So yeah, I teach here. I teach at Dominican. In the summertime, I teach online for Harvard and Pepperdine, which is in Malibu. And sometimes I'll go to Malibu too, but the property in LA, I like it out there too. So yeah, I kind of just bounced around. All right, enough about me. So Jeremiah, you can come up here and give us your introduction.
Now you can start. Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jeremiah. I'm from right here in Chicago. I decided to take classes at, CUC because for one, it's one of my cheapest options. One of my closest options to come play football close to home. I hate really long movies, like Titanic, movies like that. I hate long movies. I hate really long books. Like the book that's extremely long with no backstory to it. I hate them all. I don't want to read it. Keep it with me. Jobs. I worked at Chick-fil-A for like 6 months. That was my first ever job. I worked at a sports facility called Intentional Sports. 10-15 minutes far from here. And I worked at a Mariano's in Bugtown. And what I'm proud for is to make it this far in life with me being the first in the generation to go to college. That's it.
Thank you very much, Jeremiah.
Who would,
Go ahead.
Coach?
Hi, my name is Cody Diamond. I'm from Monroe, Kingston, that's near the Rockford area. I played football, basketball, and track and field growing up. I came to CUC because I was out there to play football here and I wanted to get a college education. My favorite movie is Boys in the Hood because I just think it has a good story behind it. And then favorite foods is like steaks or burgers, something like that. I worked at McDonald's for like 2 years. And then I started working at a sports bar in the town of Vermont for like the last year before I came here. And then my favorite vacation is when I went to Jamaica and then the Cayman Islands. And then I'm proud to make it to the college level academically and in sports.
All right.
My name is Brent Brooks. I'm from a small town in Eastern Michigan. I'm 18. I have 2 brothers. One is 23 and the other one is 16. I chose CUC because I always wanted to be out in a different state, for college. And it's one of the cheapest options for me also. My major in accounting. My favorite movie is The Terminator. I had 2 jobs. I was a host at Applebee's. And then my other job was at Mobis. It's an assembly line.
We kind of left us with a cliffhanger.
I only worked there 1 day. So they fired me. You said why they fired me?
Tell us why they fired you really quick.
He said why? So look, I only worked there 1 day, but I had to come in for my jump start on the 27th. And then they said, you're already about to leave. You already asked for vacation days. You about to leave in August. You're done. And my dad worked there. My dad worked there. Straight like this. I got fired on my day. I was supposed to come in.
All right, let's hear our next speaker.
Good evening. My name is Manny Doe. I'm from San Jose, California. I came here to play football at CUC. I've been playing football for 7 years now. In those years, I've also played basketball, volleyball, and track. Majoring in communication, and I'm taking these classes here to develop a better understanding for my major. Some things that I like are food. I'm not picky, so I will eat anything. Some things I dislike are movies that have a cliffhanger. So that's like when they waiting for like a part 2 and stuff. And then some of my favorite vacations that I've gone on are Hawaii, France, and Italy.
Hello, Right.
We got phones in class. He said he could do it. That's crazy. But you wouldn't do that. Coach don't hear about this.
Hello, I'm Dominic Jolly. I'm from South Bend, Indiana. I attended CUC because Coach George recruited me to play football here. I like memoirs, video games, food, Marvel movies. Also spending time with my grandmother. I dislike snakes, frogs, and spiders. My previous jobs were working at my school in the cafeteria. It was like a college credit. And I was a flag football. I would help rep. Career vacations when I went to the Caribbean for my uncle's wedding, and then when I went to Universal and Disney with my family. I'm proud of graduating high school with a 3.8 GPA, and then winning conference MVP my senior year of football.
Hello, I'm Adam. I'm a sophomore here at CUC. A little bit about me. I'm from Elgin, Illinois. Grew up there all my life. 2 parents, have a brother. He is about 21 right now. The reason I'm at CUC is because I'm part of the football team. And it was actually pretty fun. So hopefully we win some things this year. Some things I like. I love video games. If I could play video games all day, I would. I really enjoy football, so I'm playing here and just learning new things, learning new topics, because that's pretty fun as well. Things I don't like is doing laundry. I hate folding laundry. It's my least favorite thing in the world. I hate big bugs because big bugs are just gross. And I honestly hate writing essays because writing long essays is like the bane of me. A few of the jobs I've had, I worked at a Chipotle. I was a cook for about 3 years. And then I worked at a rent-to-own furniture store. I was a delivery guy, which was kind of rough in this really hot weather this year. Some of my favorite vacations, I went to South Carolina. The beaches there are honestly beautiful. And I went to Jordan in the Middle East. And the deserts there are also beautiful, a lot of great mountain ranges and all that type of thing. And what I'm proud of is truly my mom. She's the hardest worker I know, and she puts herself in a lot of situations for her to succeed and myself to succeed. So I'm really proud of her and good with her. Thank you.
Who would like to go next? Who came late? Who came late to class?
Yeah, I do not realize my schedule's shifted.
Okay, I mean, I'll put up the questions.
I'm writing them down.
Okay, cool, all right.
Good evening. I'm Noah. If you would ask me like a year ago if I was gonna attend college or like come to CUC, I would have told you that you were crazy. My plan, I'm already a certified welder. I was gonna go make 6 figures a year doing that. And so my reason for coming here was honestly like football. Football was the only reason I came to college or came to CUC. But I came here originally for football, but then like I fell in love with the family that we have here. Like the camaraderie that we have on our team is amazing, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. And so that's why I decided to end up coming here, even though that was not my plan in the first place. One of the things I love to do, I love working out, but not just working out, but like doing the right parts of working out. I love learning new technique and like trying to perfect my form is like one of my all-time favorite things to do. And then also socializing. I'm sure I've met a good amount of you already because I go around campus and I'll just start talking to people, and a lot of my friends make fun of me because like they're like, you already know everyone, like you don't need to meet new people, but I still do it anyways. And then I strongly dislike beans, and I will stand on that soapbox until the day I die. Beans are my least favorite thing. We can fight about it, but I hate beans with passion. I've had a couple of really cool jobs in my life. I worked for the conservation department this last summer in my state of Missouri, my home state. I didn't do very fun stuff all the time, but like it was cool to be able to like give back to nature and like feel like I was doing something that mattered to people, even though I just sat at a desk. And then like there was also other cool stuff that I got to do because of it. This one day, it was actually 2 days I got to go out and trap black bears and tag them and stuff. So like really cool opportunities. And then the other job that I've really enjoyed the most was my coach after my senior year, he asked me to come back and coach the middle schoolers that were going to be coming into my high school football program. So I got to do that for the spring, and I'm very passionate about football, and I have a good mind for it. So I like being able to pass my knowledge on to the people below me. So that was very cool, even though I only got paid with one meal out a week. That was my pay. So I'm proud of my ability to work through adversity. Not a lot of things in my life have come very easily to me, but like I'm one to take on a challenge and just like put my head down into it, and like no matter what, not give up. So that's like the biggest thing. And like I didn't start until my senior year on the football team, but then like the year I finally did start my school, we went the furthest we've gone in 10 years, and we won the district championship, and I got this hat.
So you go to Chipotle, you not getting no black beans?
No, I said no beans. I said no beans.
I love the world. No, I trick. You don't get no beans, no brown beans at Chipotle. The beans at Chipotle.
Consistency of beans?
Okay, now baked beans, yeah, but okay, bro.
It's the
Beans,
same thing.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm tripping.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Joshua Smith. I'm from Chicago. The reason I picked CUC is because it gave me the opportunity to play football for a fairly decent cost. Things that I like is football, and I don't dislike anything, but I do dislike English. I worked at a car parts store. My favorite vacation spot was Florida, but now New Orleans. I'm proud to have had a 4.4 from high school, and I'm also proud to have got city medal in track.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and sorry for the name again, I did not realize my schedule shifted, but, I originally grew up in Chicago. I speak Ukrainian, Russian, and I also Polish and Slovakian. I picked this college because I like the community the most, because I've been to like more open houses and whatnot, like Loyola, for instance, and everything was very spread out, and you didn't really feel a sense of community. But here, you did. Everyone was very focused on every student. Also, my older sister was here. She's a junior right now. Favorite movies? I don't really watch movies, but I do watch podcasts. I do watch whatever podcast, fashion tips, that type of stuff. I like working out in my spare time. And then I picked this class because I don't like talking, so I thought it was just a good idea to start something new.
I'm Taylor Barry from St. Louis, Missouri. I chose CUC because of basketball and the people here. What I like to do, I like to play basketball, like watch YouTube. What I don't like to do is schoolwork, stress is bad. I haven't ever had a job. My favorite vacation is when I went to Myrtle Beach, 4th of July, my family. And I'm proud of how far I came with basketball.
You go.
Oh, okay, you know what, hang on, very quick. You wanna, I'll let you go ahead. And then we'll set up.
Alright, so my name is Mike Jones, I'm a sophomore. I pitch on the baseball team. I chose CUC because they chose me. And it was baseball, and I grew up in Downers Grove, school in Downers Grove South. Favorite TV show is probably The 100. Favorite movies probably Black Panther.
movie series, probably Harry Potter. It's real bad. I watch like once a month, all of them. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
You just be bored in the house a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Favorite video game is 2K, Apex.
Oh, bro.
And favorite food is pasta.
We still play 2K. Shut the fuck up.
I was walking around my house and go to my brother every day.
I see it, brother.
My name is Mike Sawyer. I'm on the baseball team here. I'm also a pitcher. The reason I chose CUC is just because it's close to home. I'm 4 minutes away. So my legs, I like to go fishing. Every time I go to Wisconsin, go fishing. It's pretty relaxing for me. Also like going to the beach or going to Michigan. There's some buddies, play some spike ball and stuff. Those are like only doing. Hate reading. Especially if it's long, it just gets boring. But I'll read for school and stuff, but I think that's why I'm well. Yeah, I did play football in high school. Decided not to play anymore. Just because I wasn't big enough for my high school kind of powerhouse. Yeah, that's good about it.
And you young ladies back there, what enough to change your mind?
I wanna get it over with.
Want to get over it? How about you?
I'm Augie Barnes. I'm from St. Joseph, Michigan. My major is secondary education. I came to CUC mainly because I wanted to continue my Lutheran education, and I like smaller schools. I love to play sports. I played tennis here, but I played baseball and soccer mostly in high school. I also love watching movies, and I worked at a movie theater for the past year. Teachers actually from there. The pay wasn't amazing there, but I got like free movies and stuff, so I enjoyed that part of it. And favorite movie is probably The Dark Knight.
Let's give another round of applause. To our student here.
Hello everyone, I'm Tara. I'm from a small town in Central Florida. I'm studying to become a teacher, like my parents, like my grandparents, like my great-grandparents. My whole family has gone to CUC, even far back as when it was Concordia Teaching School, so that's why I'm here to be a teacher. Let's see. It served them pretty well, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I really love drawing, and I honestly hate public speaking. I'm really just surviving off the fact that I have a script, and it's kind of similar to my theater experience. Something I'm really proud of is my art. I write poems, and I draw. Obviously, in the slide it said to have like photos or a video or something, so if you want to see, it's really blurry, but this is something I drew from my AP art portfolio. Hello, my name is Sierra. I'm from Whitmer Lake, Michigan. I'm 19. I'm a freshman.
my working experience is probably 5 years now. I plan on majoring in early education. My favorite vacation has been any ski trip. I love to ski. One of my favorites is Colorado. I also enjoy watching movies and TV shows. The only movies I really don't like watching is horror movies. Keep me away from those. Oh, and I've just recently relearned to love reading, but only enjoyable reading. If you force me to read, it's going to take me longer to comprehend it. And I'm very proud of how my cross-country team for my senior year, we won states in Michigan. So that was a big accomplishment. Thank you.
Let's give another round of applause.
Hey guys, my name is Genesis Castellanos. I'm 17 years old and I'm currently a freshman here at CUC. My major is nursing. I was born here in Chicago, but when I was little, I moved to the Dominican Republic. I lived there almost for my whole life, and then I moved back to Chicago a couple years ago. I was part of the volleyball team all 4 years of high school, and some things I enjoyed are concerts, traveling, and spending time with family.
Hi, my name is Amelia Engelman, but I go by Mia. I'm a middle school education major here for math specifically. I might change it to like elementary though, because I started to realize that middle schoolers are like mean, and I'm fragile, so like I don't want it. I have an older sister and a brother. My sister actually lives here in Chicago, which is one of the reasons why I came here. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, and I came here to play tennis. I actually took a gap year after high school as well, so I'm 20. I'm currently a commuter who lives in an apartment off campus with my cat and Snoop Dogg. I like movies and TV shows a lot. I'll watch the same ones like over and over again, the ones I like. I like good ones, like I like horror, I like Ari Aster, I like Hereditary and Midsommar. Okay. I also like good comedies too, like stuff that will make me laugh. Like you like Marvel? Have you seen the new Deadpool? That was good. That was really good.
I want to see
Really
it.
good.
I just want to see Gambit.
Oh my gosh, no, all the movies they have are so good. Every like 30 seconds. I like to read too. I don't a lot, but I like philosophy books or sometimes like messy celebrity like autobiographies, like Britney Spears or something. If I travel, I go to New York a lot because like all of my extended family lives there. I've also been to 43 of the states, just from my family's to road trip a lot and that's a lot. Some things that I'm proud of are my cooking abilities as well as Mario Kart. My family, because they're all super accomplished and smart. Also, I won state in high school for tennis, which was something I'm not proud of, I can't drive. I failed my driver's test. I drove on the wrong side of the road to get me out. I was in a neighborhood, right, and there were these two construction things on both sides, so I had to like leave my way in between, and then I took too long to get back on the right side. It was like 5 seconds or something. It was stupid. I parallel parked, and they failed me. It was silly. All right, any questions? I live in downtown Oak Park, so it's like a
just saw someone's face get bashed in.
It's really like interesting. I had to like, I don't know. My friends all like really good movies. They have to explain it to me. Really, I have to like watch YouTube videos and stuff to get it. But I like the ones that like they you think. and stuff. Have you seen his new one, Bo is Afraid? I love that one. Was good. If you have mommy issues, do not be sorry. But thank you.
Hey, my name is Connor Nichols. I'm a freshman from Brownstown, Indiana. Did sports before. I've done track, soccer, baseball, football, tennis, and 1 year of hockey, but that got really messed up after I broke my leg. I got 2 dads, 1 mom, 3 sisters, a dog, and a cat. Always a fun one to go through. Went to CUC because got a good theology program, and I want to go be a pastor. Favorite movie is Ratatouille. Favorite book series, Lord of the Rings. Favorite food's pasta. And for the pictures, that's Ratatouille. I tried to find I looked for an image of like normal Ratatouille, but they only had the special version they show in the movie. It's actually just kind of like a casserole stuff. It's actually pretty good. First job, I went to a pizza restaurant called Snappy's for 4 years. No one knows what that is around here because there's like 4 locations. But it was a fun little spot. I was a manager by the end of it. I worked for Covered Bridge Barbecue, which my uncle owns. That goes to northern Indiana, but it's like the furthest it'll go here. Then I was a soccer rep for about 4 to 5 years. Worked from everyone from people like my age to, I think, 4-year-olds, which is really entertaining. You gotta see it. Favorite vacation, I went on a trip to Europe with my Spanish class, which we went to Spain and France. We got to go to Paris, which was, beautiful, yeah. I'm very proud of being my sister's godfather and being in college, the first one in the family, and almost going to state for a spelling bee, but COVID kind of screwed me over, and so the spelling bee got canceled. I was very unhappy with that. Some hobbies of mine, I like hiking, I like reading, playing games, theater, and stealth camping, which if you don't know what that is, I just kind of camp in slightly illegal spots. I'm not illegal, I wouldn't say that. I'm recorded.
You ever watch Camping with Steve?
Yes, that's what inspired me to do it. No, I didn't. I picked this class because I want to get better at speaking in public because, like I said, I want to be a pastor. One of the few things I really dislike food-wise is pickles. I don't know why. I can't handle them. It's stupid. And then, fun fact about me, I had a brain tumor. Any questions? Which one are we going to?
Brain tumors, bro.
When did I get it removed?
Yeah.
Let's see, it's August now. 6 months ago?
Thanks, son.
How big was it, and do you still have it?
No, they didn't let me keep it because it was a biohazard. They had to burn it and stuff. I think, what did they say at the end? Like a little, like the cutie oranges. There was right about here. I still have slightly the scar, but my hair grows pretty fast, so it's mostly covered up by now. Anything else?
Do you have to work on any motor function or speech?
Oh yeah, I still can barely remember things for more than 12 minutes at a time. So don't feel bad if I forget names, because I forget mine sometimes. I woke up in my dorm the first night here and was confused as all that. Yeah, I woke up and I was like, where am I? Who is in the bed next to me? What's going on? But yeah, other than that, I still can't run as far, run as fast as I used to be able to, can't pick up as much, but I got a little bit of a gut from that, That's how it goes. Yeah.
But you're still here.
Excellent. These are some very interesting introductions. Good thing is, look how much time has passed. How quickly.
I don't know.
every Wednesday, we could probably kill an hour of class. Right? If we kill an hour of class at the beginning, we could just have an hour of lecture and we get 9 o'clock. Right?
Okay.
Or what?
Make longer speeches.
Hey, I mean, the speeches can go on as long as they want, right? It's your speeches. So I was, really interesting introductions. I like you all had different sort of approaches in how you're gonna go tell your little narrative. So I'm thinking next week. Well, first of all, I don't have a syllabus yet, right? So I'll have the syllabus up on Blackboard. Give me what? Friday or something, right? And then I'll also have the modules. They, kind of all of your assignments. But I'll explain what we'll be going through really in this class, which is just a bunch of speeches. Outside of our final paper, which is kind of a course analysis paper, you're just going to be doing speeches and grading, right? And I'll show you kind of the rubric, what I'm looking for. I'll have detailed instructions so you know what I'm expecting, and we'll go from there. I heard Louisiana. Who said New Orleans? They're like, okay, I lived in New Orleans for a couple of years. Who said pasta? Favorite food. Okay. My dad's Italian. My mom's black from Mississippi, so we both fried chicken and a lot of pasta. And then horror movies. Someone else said horror movies.
No, someone said they didn't like horror movies.
Oh, someone said they didn't like it. Yes.
So where's my invite to the cookout, bro? I gotta be there. I gotta be there. Bro, I gotta be there.
I can't this is day one. You've been met him for 50 minutes.
I keep asking
Food, I'm hungry now.
for which side of the family?
I don't like lasagna, that's why I don't like lasagna.
Okay. I'll let you know when the cookouts happen. More about me. Well, okay, so also Italian father, black mom, dad's from Sicily, came here, was in New York, came to Chicago. While he was in New York, he worked for the Italian Mafia. Like him in Chicago, he was in the Italian Mafia. The CIA recruited him to do some stuff for them, government work, right? And then on mom's side, my grandfather, just my grandfather, was born in like 1890s. So my mom is 88 years old. Right? Yeah, so just my grandfather experienced very closely, almost like slavery. Because he told me about times he was hung upside down on a tree in Mississippi, Louisiana, beat. So two separate kind of spectrums of worlds, right? You get this side, the European side, the southern Mississippi, African American side. I have a Korean brother, so my dad later on married a Korean woman. Yeah, so I have a Korean brother. His first wife was Polish. I have a Polish brother. Yeah. Then I heard Ukraine.
I understand Polish too.
Okay. Krakow, or where your family from?
They're from Ukraine.
From Kyiv?
No, Ternopil.
Okay. We have some Ukrainians in the family too, by marriage. So I come from almost a United Nations type of thing. That's kind of how I naturally just kind of evolved into where I came to be. I grew up, I was born originally in Cabrini Green housing out there. Right? I was born in the projects. Went to 13 elementary schools. That's how much we moved around for all sorts of reasons, right? A lot of times, very impoverished conditions, extreme poverty, but made it, right? Made it out. And now I'm here. Yes. I was horrible. Yeah. I was kind of a troll. So I was kind of a bully, a troll, provocateur, instigator, all of that. But I was always getting exceptional grades. So I got bored in class, and usually I would just find somebody to provoke. Right? So hence, I'm a psychologist. So the psychologists usually are the most messed know innately this internal world we have. So we're able to see it, we're able to identify it very quickly, like all the issues, right? Yes, what are you gonna ask?
So with you having like your family, like, all over, do you know like a bunch of multiple different languages?
Not really. I wish I did. I wish I knew more Italian. I could speak a little bit conversationally, a little bit Spanish. I travel all over the world, so I could probably get by, right? German, French, Spanish, Italian. I could get by. But I definitely wish I kind of honed in more on those skills. What other questions? Any other questions? Yes.
Kids or spouse?
Yes, 2 kids and divorce, right? So divorce and 2 small kids. What else? Ask me anything. Doesn't matter. Yes.
I mean, like, that's it.
I had a dog. I had a Yorkie named Chewy. He passed away in February. So Chewy's gone. Yeah, he was about 12. Yes.
What's your best memory?
That's a good question. What's your best time?
Best memory first. I think just kind of riding in the car with my dad. My dad's no longer here. So I would say my most fondest memory is like just having conversations with my dad. Yeah. For someone else? That's another question. Yeah.
Oh, what's your about?
I went to Northeastern University, Northeastern Illinois University. I graduated with my MBA from down the street at Dominican. And my PhD at the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. And so my PhD is in international psychology. My MBA is in international business. So I kind of honed in with each degree. I kind of felt each degree was useful. A lot of times people don't find it to be useful. My undergraduate degree is in marketing. So also, I teach two marketing courses this semester. I teach psychology courses this semester. Yes.
Why are you teaching here specifically?
So, because I always taught at Dominican. So I still teach at Dominican. And so they invited me to come down the street. First of all, I'm Roman Catholic, right? And so they invited me to come down the street and teach a couple courses that they felt were challenging to a degree, right? They needed someone, I guess, with a little bit more culture and experience to teach. And so I was invited, a few years ago I was invited, and now, I love it. Yeah, I love Concordia. Yeah, I still teach Dominican too. That's where I graduated from. So like my former professors, now I'm colleagues. I was in their class once upon a time. And we rubbed shoulders and research and all that stuff. Yes.
Do you think you were ever going to become a teacher? Or was that not in the game?
Originally, I wanted to be that.
You wanted that more. Oh, like looking at Bruce Wayne.
Well, so it's interesting. It's, we are kind of products of our generation. We are products of it, right? So for me, I grew up as a kid in the 80s. So for me, that's just Batman, like the first movies with Michael Keaton came out, right? We saw a bunch of it. Miami Vice came out, so I was like, I got one drop top cars and motorcycles and boats. That's stuff I'm into, right? So that period had a lot of influence. 80s and 90s had a lot of influence. But yeah, I was always one who kind of lived in his head. I wanted to be like a Tony Stark or a Bruce Wayne / Batman or something.
Oh, they want to be like rich.
I wanted to be rich, but I also wanted to be risky, right? That's how I wanted to assist me out a bunch of money. Yeah. I did act. Yeah, I did acting. I still do like little short films that I direct and star in, and I got a lot of little side projects. Podcasting. I'm actually going to get a podcast going here in the Bergman Theater.
I've been creating podcasts and stuff. I just know that with this person.
Yeah, well, let me know your ideas after class.
It's like a comedy podcast. People come on and we just talk about a bunch of funny stuff.
And you probably did that in the dorm. You stayed on campus.
So you could definitely do that.
Yeah, you did it in the dorm. It'd probably be more natural to do in the dorm. Like your audience would probably
It's
appreciate it.
just getting the money to get all the equipment and everything.
That's, Remember, keep it simple. That's like the mantra in life. If you make it too complicated, you lose your audience, right? Human mind goes for simplicity, not for chaos. So yeah, in this course, like I said, we'll talk about like psychological things too that kind of make us either fearful or expressing ourselves in an authentic way, right? Because you want to be authentic. People can sniff it if they're inauthentic, right? You are unique in your authenticity. Don't try to copy other people, right? You're very unique being you. You have to understand that. And so, let me ask this question. What are your struggles with communication in your everyday life right now? What kind of obstacles do you face? Yes.
One, like, social anxiety, like when it comes to like getting around, find my mood and argue with people, I tend to feel claustrophobic, I tend to just want to shake, find an escape, and when I can find an escape, I tend to shut down.
Okay. Would you classify yourself as an introvert of any kind?
That's what it is. But I try my best to like fix it when it comes to like football and anything, kind of thing. I'm in front of a bunch of fans, but when it comes to me talking to like a large group of people, I sit there and shake, I might sit there and like let it pass out. I almost passed up before I was in front of a bunch of people. Yeah, I just feel really claustrophobic, really
Okay.
anxious.
So maybe we think of what we kind of work on everyone's kind of things they struggle with. Maybe yours is you don't like too much fixed attention on you, right? It's okay in a group setting of football, right? But maybe not you. Something a little cover. Yes.
I know for me, I talk fast, so they're not like scared to talk, I just talk fast.
Now, when you talk fast, is it the same tone across? Like, do you have the same voice, or do you go?
Yeah, no, same voice, it's just, like, I'll speed up. And when it comes to, I used to stutter, so like, now I don't stutter anymore, only when I talk fast, so I talk fast, just when I can stutter, when I stutter, when I talk fast.
Mhm.
So,
Do you find you talking fast to just get through with whatever it is you're trying to say?
I mean, I guess, but it's not like I'm scared to talk, I'm not scared to go up and try to talk to you, I don't wanna do it, but I'm not scared to do it.
Or you have the proclivity to speak fast?
And then, depending on the topic of the person, I can't like think of what to talk about, so I have to respond, that's, can't believe I said that.
All right, we'll work on that.
Sometimes I just feel like it's hard for me to like, give a speech, just, I don't know how, so it's like I haven't really, growing up, I haven't really had those conversations with people my age as much. So I just find it hard sometimes to like, just open myself up and just give those speeches.
Because you say maybe you come from an environment maybe that's not really your norm.
Yeah, I feel like I was closed off. So, just trying to open up sometimes, but.
Okay.
That's my issue too. That's when I'm early child, I have no type of fitness to have a conversation with, what you feel me, so, like, I can talk in front of people. Like, when I get in front of people, like, what you said, like, I just can't talk. I got to say so. Like, I want to talk one time, but it's like, yeah.
Talking a lot now.
I mean, yeah, but I'm like, I'm around people like,
Yeah, you're in the group setting, so
Yeah.
let's get some fixed attention, yes.
I feel like talking to new people, like once I know, I won't stop talking. Like before, like that first week of camp, I just like would go back to my room and I was trying to like until I started like getting to know people.
So maybe you need to be comfortable first before you can really express yourself.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't really got no problem talking to anybody for real. But like public speaking though, I might stutter a little bit, but like I went to church, so I was always speaking. You had Christmas speech, Easter speech. You got to be a part of the program. I sung in the choir. I mime. Yeah, like praise dance, bro. Like I did that before. I could probably find a video I could show you. I'm tripped over.
So, do you have any struggles, or?
No, like I might stutter a little bit, talk a little fast, but like as far as like talking though, I ain't really got no problem.
Man, talk all day at practice.
Hey, oh God, hey, look,
I'll believe you, bro. Believe you.
I'm in my classes too. I'm in 4 classes with this guy. He's not stopped.
I love it. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can be up here like all day talking. I ain't gonna lie.
What do you want to do also besides sports?
Like, I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot of ideas.
Maybe being in the church might be your calling, right? Being a pastor.
That's my older brother thing. He's a minister already. He's done about 3 brothers. He used to come in the room, wake me up. Oh God, I used to be up like, I'd be up from like 10 in the morning to like 1 at night. He'd come wake me up, I go to Sunday school, like, nah, I'd be, good to show, I'm done.
All right, well, that's good. You got some good qualities there. What about you?
I'm pretty good at speaking overall. Like, whenever I'm talking, like I have a good vocabulary, and like it shows in my writing. But whenever I'm like talking in front of people, there are times where I like just can't think of a word, and my brain will get stuck, and then I'll like get in a rut, and then it like throws me off my groove, and then I'll just like mess up a bunch after that.
So you'll like hit a pitfall because you can find the right word and then you like throw yourself off.
But like if I'm writing, I don't have that problem. I go.
Okay.
I really got like math, but you can't think of work, you just be like.
Yeah, and then it throws me off my game.
You just like,
Remember an hour later.
no, I
Yeah,
never
but-
studied, I never started so bad that you just get an opportunity was there.
No, I get it out.
Yes.
I struggle a lot with like anxiety, and I sometimes genuinely fear people I don't know. So it gets hard to talk to strangers.
Okay. So anxiety. You know what? Anyone else? Yes.
I'm very bad at eye contact. I kind of just want to leave right away.
You do
Or I
just want to
just
get it
start
over with.
stuttering, yeah.
Do you? So, have any of you done self-reflection to say, hey, why do I have these
I'm
issues?
just a very big introvert.
You're in the-
I don't like people. I don't like something.
You know, so when it comes to things like personality, in psychology we have what's called the Big Five, right? It's a model, it's a theoretical model. And it's called the Big Five because it goes with the acronym OCEAN, right? Who's familiar with the Big Five? Tell us about the Big Five.
Oh. I'm not really that familiar with it. I just remember my psychology teacher talking about it. Don't remember specifics, to be honest.
Okay, so I'll just briefly go through it, right? So we say O is for openness. You know, like, what is openness? One who is creative enough to foster new ideas. You're open to new ideas. You're open to new people. You're open to new experiences. You're open to whatever kind of involves that, right? So you have to kind of reflect on yourself and say, well, how open am I? And if I'm not that open, where did that come from? Right? Second, we got conscientiousness. What is conscientiousness? Aware of what? Yeah, you can say your kind of behavior of both you and others. You're responsible, right? You actually show up on time, you actually do work, you actually do what you're supposed to do, you're accountable for your own actions. People who are low on that, we say reckless and careless, right? We say, hey, low on openness are people who say, no, the world is this way, and that's it. Their political philosophy is this way or the highway. I don't care. Right? I was raised this way, so this is the only way. Conscientiousness, right? If you're low on that, you're reckless. You're like, oh, I don't care. I don't take responsibility. I don't take accountability for my actions. Any of those. And then we come to E, which is extrovert, right? Who's an extrovert here?
You're an extrovert. Yes.
You're an extrovert too?
I would say so.
Okay, so tell me, like, what is it like to be an extrovert? What are the motives?
I need to I don't like hit my limit for the day, I'll get antsy. And like, it's been really bad for me in college, because like, I haven't gone to sleep before midnight since I've gotten here, because I'll just like, I'll go back to my dorm, but then I'll be like, I haven't talked to enough people today, and then I'll just like go out and like literally look for anyone just to like talk to.
Think about it. Extroverts actually get energy from other people. Kind of energy vampires, in a way, right? In a good way. Not saying like in a negative way. But them being alone drains their battery, like a phone battery. So when it gets drained, they're like, how do I get my charge back? They go socialize. They call on the phone, they go on social media. They go talk face to face. Introverts are the opposite. They walk up to a group with 100% battery. There's 5 people they're talking to, they're annoyed that they just have to talk and hear all these ideas and exchange all this stuff, and their energy is drained. So by the time they leave the conversation, their battery's at 20%. And how do they recharge? They go be alone. And then go be back alone, and like, okay, now I'll get my battery up back to 100%. Hopefully, now I gotta have another group conversation, right, and part of the team. Yes.
So I think I'm an extrovert, but sometimes during the day, when it becomes too much, I kind of like shut down. And I like don't want to talk to anyone, go to the room and just like knock out or go watch YouTube or something.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy conversation and I really enjoy talking to new people. Like I can talk to you probably for hours and not be tired of it. But then once we're done, like I'll be okay. But in some situations, you'll be talking to someone and you're like, oh, that was rough. And then you just want to get out of it.
Yeah. And so think of these. There's not just one side to each one of you both, right? We have things called introvert, extrovert. Situation. Depends on the situation, right? An extrovert in some situation. Sometimes I just want to be out alone, right? Somebody had comments?
Yeah, I was saying like, if I know you, I will have a conversation with the person, like I can just sit there and talk for hours or something about it. Then sometimes it's like, if I hear somebody talking too long, I can ignore myself. It's like this is like, yeah, what's the point of this? Like, me, I can sit through long conversations, I can sit through long lectures. I've been telling you annoyed, I'm falling asleep, but then it's like, I can sit there and talk for a long time. I don't need it. Like, I can sit there and conversate with her for a long time, but I can sit there and sit through a long conversation. Because if I don't have a backstory to it, then it's like, what's
It has to be valuable to you, right? So this is the great phenomena of what it is to be a human being. One, you know, we have things like ADHD, ADD, and like, it's kind of overdiagnosed. It's really, a lot of students in elementary school, high school, say, it's not interested in the subject, right? Not attention deficit. My mind is not stimulated by the topic that's at hand, right? Every once in a while, something, a word pops like, oh, I'm back attentive. Then you go back to mind and listen, right? That's natural. And we say anxiety is boredom also. Why do you think you shift in your chair? Why do you think you touch your face every couple of minutes? Why you look at your phone? Why you tapping your feet? Right? Like, why do you do that? Right? The human mind wants to regulate itself to be that comfortable. So who's doing that? Who's touching your hair? Are you thinking about touching your hair? They're not thinking about it. Who's doing it? Right? Your subconscious mind is that, right? So you got 2 minds. Don't be mistaken. There's 2 yous. Maybe even more than that. All right, so back to that. So we're trying to understand, like, hey, personality. Why are you afraid? Why do you have fear? Why do you have anxiety? Why do you have these things? Let's try to understand ourselves so that we can work on ourselves and kind of conquer these things. The A is agreeableness. How agreeable are you? Agreeableness. Right? Some of those traits are, hey, you're very friendly. Agreeable. You kind of go with the flow. Right? Good or bad? Is it good to be agreeable all the time? No. Right? You may be liked. People who are agreeable have more friends. People who are disagreeable tend to be better leaders. They're direct. Which is slightly to be offensive, right? It may not agree. Men tend to be low on agreeability. That's why they're in prison at the numbers they are. They say, I don't agree with the law. Who came up with that rule? The red light rule, the gun rule, it is, right? Men have a tendency, women have a tendency to be higher on agreeableness, especially like, because women tend to be more social, right? Even in like political spheres, things like that. And then the last one, neuroticism. For those of you who have that anxiety, right? Neurotic. Who knows what a neurotic is? Right? You are in fear of the unknown. You're in fear of the future. You have no clue what it's like to be. If I call you right now, like, oh my gosh, how is that going to go? In your mind, you're trying to predict everything, how you want it to go, how bad it's going to go. Right? You overanalyze, you overthink. You are neurotic. But neurotic means negative emotions towards it. So it usually doesn't mean like, hey, you have these really positive insights and you overanalyze positively. You overanalyze like the negative thing, all the things that can go wrong. To the point that it actually stops and stifles you from doing the thing in the first place, right? So you eject. You say, I don't want to make a speech, right? This is too much. The anxiety is too much. Yeah, that's what neurotic is. It's overthinking, but in a negative, with negative emotion. So think about just this model, simple model. Of think like, hey, where do I fall on? Am I always thinking negative thoughts about what's going to happen next? Am I too agreeable and I'm not being authentic? Right? Am I not open enough to new ideas and possibilities? Am I not conscientious? Am I reckless, careless? I don't do the work, but I still expect everything to be fine in life, right? And then extroversion, introversion. That may be good either way, right? I wouldn't say either one is bad. So what I will, since we don't have a syllabus, what I would like you to do for next class, because we'll start having kind of everything up on Blackboard soon. But for next class, I want everyone to adopt a speech. Just write this down. Adopt a speech about an experience of yours. Tell us a story from beginning to end. Tell us in a way of the sights, sounds, the smells, the touch. Think about that experience. Go back and think of all the little details that you may have even missed. All right? Think of all the details that you could convey to us about an experience. Something you care to share, your own experience. And tell us in a very authentic way. So also in this class, we'll watch speeches. So we'll have videos, I got a ton of videos. Political figures, celebrities, all sorts of individuals. So we'll kind of watch those speeches as well too. But each class, every time we have class, we will have some speeches that we'll perform ourselves. Okay, let's get into it, just into our lecture. Any questions? Sir. Imagine, right? Imagine that you're on like a circular ball, spinning on its own in a galaxy with hundreds of billions of other balls. It has a black hole in the center with trillions and trillions of other galaxies. And here's what you do. Right? I'm trying to convey all this grand meaning to your life. place you live on has been here for 5 billion years roughly. One day we'll all be dead, no one will ever remember us. Everyone we ever loved will be dead. And that's not even deep thought, that's just a reality of existence. So ultimately, the party will be over one day. So if you don't do great stuff with the time that you have, it's over. Okay? So think that, don't let anything stop you in any capacity to achieve the greatness that you want to achieve. And if that's going to bring meaning to your life. Right? It's something to ponder our very existence. Okay. All right, becoming a public speaker. Why is it important? All right. Well, first of all, why do we want to become a public speaker? Well, we want to enlighten people. All right. We want to teach people things. We want to share ideas. We want to persuade. Right? If you tell somebody to do something, you have to convince them. How does your coaches convince you to do it?
Reminders.
Right? So maybe with his speech, he has a strategy. It could be a threat. But if the threat work, sure, it work. Maybe that seems pretty effective. Right? So we say with communication and speech, you want to be effective. What is your end goal? You have an end goal, what's your strategy? Right? It's your strategy. Come up with something. Maybe not threats in this classroom to try to persuade us, right? But so what? We want to entertain, right? We want to entertain each other. Right? We love entertainment. That's why we love all of our rappers. We love Sexy Red. Right?
Ice Mike.
Wow. And move others to act, right? So social media saturation has not diminished public speaking, contrary to popular belief. Social media is very much saturated with everyone trying to do something, especially like with the podcast stuff, right? Everybody's a podcaster now. Everybody has something to say, but really they don't have much to say, right? And then our book. Who all has gotten a book so far?
Which book?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
which name of the book?
A speaker's guide. The speaker's guide. There is a paperback. Yeah, if you don't have it right now, it's fine because I don't even have the syllabus stuff. So, but you can check the bookstore to see if they have it. Just tell them for what course. Mm-hmm. Just tell them which course it's for. They'll know. All right, communication, gaining a vital life skill. If you can't properly express what it is you're trying to say, no one understands you. Right? No one understands anything that you're trying to communicate because you can't properly. And that's bad in any relationship. Let's say, hey, you have a relationship with your professor, but you may have a relationship with your boyfriend and girlfriend. Anybody, why did the relationship end? Usually it ends from poor communication. Right? Somebody cheated. They didn't have to cheat. They could have just literally communicated. Right? And you're not really that against it. Right? And look how destructive that would be when it's not properly done. Yes?
Some people don't take communication away.
They don't, right? But think most people don't like it, this stuff done to them. So they probably would like good communication on their behalf. So,
How do you get started?
man, you have to be completely honest, which is a struggle in a relationship like that, intimate, romantic relationship. I think because we're wearing a mask, partial, right? And that mask is like doing the same stuff so that we can get stuff from our partner, right? As opposed to just being completely honest. And I think that most people actually respect honesty, but just a lot of people just don't really practice honesty. But you also, too, you have to effectively communicate with them. And that means explaining why communication is important. Right? Why is communication important to you? You have a question?
Well, I was just gonna say, some people just don't know what they want to know. If they
Yes, some people have these issues, right? Which usually comes from childhood for the most part. But we can control other people. Our thing is we control ourselves, we properly communicate, be direct, and things will work out a lot better. It offers a way to fulfill your goals, such as interviews. Who here has been on an interview for a job? Who here went on an interview and didn't get the job? Tell me what you think of it.
I was young, had no experience. It was probably like my first interview, so I don't think I was confident at all. And I was kind of very reserved. I don't feel like I support body language because that's not kind of all about it as well. I was like closed off like this the entire time, and yeah, I just felt as I can.
So body language, right? Body language is important. Closed off. How were you? Show me your hand. Like this. You know when we do stuff like this? Yeah. It's a self-soothing mechanism, right? Doing it to soothe yourself, but others can see it. They're like, oh man, I'm not confident. I'm not a person for the job, right? Yes.
It was a couple jobs, so, I didn't get the job for, okay, buddy, you could have said excuse me for that. Okay, so it was a job for Dunham's, so like, it was one that was in Dearborn Heights, so I lived in Taylor, so it was Dearborn Heights, so I was stuttering a little bit, and I ain't never worked retail, it was really my first interview, so. Then Subway, I don't even know why they ain't hired me at Subway. That was a good interview, in my opinion.
So you're not really sure.
Yeah, for that one, but like, Dunham's though, I was stuttering though, like that.
So we'll have to work on the stuttering aspect. Okay. Who else? Who here feels they killed the interview and got the job? What did you do?
I actually, one of my classes in high school, we actually made our own resumes, so we got like all of our stuff, like, filed, like, portfolio, like, what we needed. And then we had a class that actually prepared us for interviews, so that we could show like the fairness, the contact, like all of it.
Good, so you're prepared. You're well prepared. All right, proper planning leads to proper results, poor planning leads to poor results. Anyone else want to share their,
I just kind of went there, new idea resume, so I was active like, I ripped off a couple jokes and stuff, like the people that interviewed me, just try to show how I was open, and like, easy to talk to, and I was pretty confident going into it.
right, humor is important, right? Usually great speakers start off or inject some form of humor, right? It can be self-deprecating humor, or just something about, maybe something you pick up by analyzing someone, right? Humor is important because you make the audience feel comfortable, right? We all love a good joke, some humor of some sort. Someone else, had their hand up, yes.
I practiced against my grandpa, who was he owned a big old business, and so he just acted like I was someone coming up to him, and he was really hard on me, and I just kind of acted like I knew that I was going to get it, and he said I did pretty good. I mean, he said I don't have the experience for it because I didn't, but like he said I probably would have got it if I did. Speaking from his experience, at least.
Yeah, think about it. Short-term memory versus long-term memory requires rehearsal. So you say you have poor short-term memory, right? So you have to rehearse in order for it to become automatic. Because remember that thing I said with the subconscious mind that makes you twist your feet, touch your head, right? That's long-term memory. So in order for you to, long-term memory is permanent. It's literally forever. Once it goes into that part of the brain, it stays there forever. So you need rehearsal. Rehearse, repeat. There's a famous sort of quote from Malcolm Gladwell, who's a famous researcher. He says, in order to master anything, you need 10,000 hours worth of investing in it. Kind of repeat, almost like Kobe Bryant, like practicing basketball. Right? So repetition makes you a master, an expert. Yes.
So, if regular couple on here, her always like, do that trying to, too much straight, like, pepper, turn everyone here.
Yeah, I get it. When we said self-soothing, right? The body, human beings gravitate towards comfort over anything. It don't matter how ignorant it is, how violent anything is, whatever gonna make that person comfortable, that's what the mind will gravitate towards, right? So that's how powerful the subconscious mind is. We love familiarity, that's why we always tend to group with people who look like us and be around. And we love comfort overall. Those is like two things. Great for leadership roles, right? Great for leadership roles. When they adopted a more modern model than this, and it's called Hexagon. It's kind of the same stuff, but they added the H part. And the H part stands for humility. And they wanted to introduce that because they were like, oh man, this seems like everybody. Except for the psychopaths, sociopaths, and the Machiavellian people, what they call the dark side, right? Typically, the greatest leaders in the world have a little bit of sociopathy, kind of slightly sociopaths, right? Which means they don't care about others. Think about it. If you're a great speaker, if you have anxiety about others, you're like, oh, you care about what other people are looking at you or think? There's some people out there who absolutely don't have any emotions about anything about other people, right? They're called presidents and CEOs and somebody like that. You know what I mean? So those people tend to really move up in life because they don't possess the same mechanisms that we possess normally. Right? So not saying like that's a good thing to possess, because they're probably a lot of them end up in jail for doing all type of heinous crime, things like that. But yeah, so they introduced the humility factor, right? Because psychopaths, and sociopaths, and Machiavellianism deals with those who are just very deceptive and strategic in their deception in order to get whatever it is they want to get. Right? I think if you dated somebody and completely lie about everything to get whatever they want. Right? Lie, cheat, steal. Right? May not even use their real name, like they go above and beyond. Those are Machiavellian types. But yes, they have great leadership roles. But we don't need to be like them in order to do that. We just need to be confident. Confident in what? Confident in whatever it is you're saying. Anybody can say words. Do you express the words in a meaningful way of how they actually feel to you? Or do you come up and say, today I want to play football at Concordia, and yeah, that's it. Take it around. Right? So you don't want people like that. You want to express how you actually feel with your words, right? Make an impact on your audience. We're going to get there. And then networking. Some people go, I can't get ahead in life. Why? Because I don't know nobody who matters in that space. Right? You have to network. How I actually kind of started my journey, I was like maybe in my third or fourth year as an undergrad, and I was working. I started as an intern for a place called the Blackstone Group, and it's pretty cool place, pretty well known. And I had like a hot sheet of all the CEOs, like the top 500 companies in the United States, right? And I started like emailing their secretaries and stuff, like asking for jobs, or just introducing myself. Right? One thing led to another, and then I got into the United Nations and all the other things from that network. Simply just by communicating and emailing to build myself a network. So we want to understand where it's at now. What time?
8:35.
Okay. All right, and then advancing your professional goals. In a recent survey of 500 hiring managers conducted by the Association of American Colleges and Universities, 90% ranked oral communication as the most likely important skill that they seek in new hires. If communication is probably more of a skill that employers look for than anything, because they know that you'll be able to effectively get the job done. Right? It's not necessarily intelligence. Intelligence is not a skill, because we have a lot of intelligent people who don't know how to really talk. Right? They're so introverted that they can't have conversations. So communication is required by most of the big hiring companies out there. All right, also to enhance your career as a student, preparing speeches, develop numerous skills such as researching topics. Who's done original research at Concordia? Who's taken a research course at Concordia? What course is it? Not you. Any kind of research. You could be a laboratory.
I'm a bio major, so I have to deal with a lot of science.
Okay.
So,
Right, and we like research because you're able to express the validity of an idea or a hypothesis or something you suppose, a supposition, from beginning to end with real valid facts and measurements and things of that nature. You can only do that with good communication skills. Analyzing audiences, right? Read the room. Is the room bored? Is the room tired? We're all tired. It's late, right? No one wants to be in class 7:30. That's why we didn't get out of here. But still, you need to read your audience, right? Read your audience, see what they feel. Are they responding? Are they bored? Find something, switch it up. I'll play a video maybe for right after this slide, and then we can kind of end class there. I'll play a video with John F. Kennedy in one of his greatest speeches. And then outlining and organizing ideas. Sometimes we stumble on finding the right words, right? How do we fix that? We have bullet points in our mind. If we don't find the right word, that means we might have overshot with complexity. Usually, like even when people do like PowerPoint presentations, that should kind of be it, right? Literally, it should be even less. It should be like 3 bullet points on each slide, not your whole presentation. Because really, you just look at whatever the topic is and convey the idea. Every word is just an idea. Every sentence is an idea. Right? And we watch the TED Talks. That's how it's really, you're training yourself to talk by looking at your little bullet points in your mind as ideas. Right? So you just kind of tabulate like, what are the main points that I'm going to talk about? Keep it simple. And then supporting claims with evidence. That kind of goes along with research topics, so we don't have to revisit that. Okay, so we got around 12 minutes left. I'm going to put on a video of John F. Kennedy taking his inaugural speech. I believe this is 1963. Let's see how well spoken John F. Kennedy is. Let's see if he evokes emotions to what he's saying. If he believes what he's saying, right? Is he believable? What stands out? He's known as one of the greatest speakers of all time, especially as president. Let's see if we could find out why. Any other questions? Yeah, and another thing that actually probably helped me as a kid is I'm the youngest out of 11 kids. So I've had the ability to just kind of sit around and observe all my brothers and sisters. And I think when you are privileged to be able to observe people in close quarters for so long, you just pick up a lot of do's and don'ts. Right? And it kind of helps you. Because I would say my family is some of the worst communicators ever. Well, some of the poor communication.
You gotta get them in your class, man.
Yeah, right. Okay, Martin Luther King. That's Travis Scott. Oh, there we go.
That's actually crazy playing. It's actually this song at church. What is it? If you don't mind, can you sing? I actually don't know. Now, my older brother is here, bro. Let's hear him sing. My older brother is here. Nah, man. This choir is considered timid. I ain't buzzed, man. I'm just there to the back.
President of the United States. And will, to the best of your ability. And will, to the best of my ability. Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help you God. So help me God. Vice President Johnson, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chief Justice, President Eisenhower, Vice President Nixon, President Truman, Reverend clergy, fellow citizens. We observe today not a victory of body, but a celebration of freedom, symbolizing an end as well as a beginning, signifying renewal as well as change. For I have sworn before you and Almighty God the same solemn oath our forebears prescribed nearly a century and 3/4 ago. The world is very different now, for man holds in his mortal hand the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life. And yet the same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought are still an issue around the globe. The belief that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. We dare not forget today that we are the heirs of that first revolution. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage, and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed, and to which we are committed today at home and around the world. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. This much we pledge and more. To those old allies whose cultural and spiritual origins we share, we pledge the loyalty of faithful friends. United, there is little we cannot do in a host of cooperative entities. Divided, there is little we can do. For we cannot meet a powerful challenge at odds and split asunder. To those new states whom we welcome to the ranks of the free, we pledge our word that one form of colonial control shall not have passed away, merely to be replaced by a far more iron tyranny. We shall not always expect to find them supporting our view, but we shall always hope to find them strongly supporting their own freedom. And to remember that in the past, those who foolishly sought power by riding the back of the tiger ended up inside. To those people in the huts and villages of half the globe, struggling to break the bonds of their misery, we pledge our best efforts to help them help themselves. For whatever period is required, not because the communists may be doing it, not because we seek their votes, but because it is right. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. To our sister republic, south of our border, we offer a special pledge to convert our good words into good deeds. In a new alliance for progress, to assist free men and free governments in casting off the chains of poverty. But this peaceful revolution of hope cannot become the prey of hostile powers. Let all our neighbors know that we shall join with them to oppose aggression or subversion anywhere in the Americas. And let every other power know that this hemisphere intends to remain the master of its own house. To that World Assembly of Sovereign States, the United Nations, our last best hope, in an age where the instruments of war have far outpaced the instruments of peace, we renew our pledge of support to prevent it from becoming merely a form for invective.
All right. Okay, that's going to wrap up class for today. You get out of here a little early for today. What did you notice about JFK? Is there anything you picked up about his campaigns and his message? Yes.
He talks in like hard syllables, like he goes ba 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 ba.
You think that's on purpose, or is this his natural speech?
I feel it's on purpose because he doesn't. There's no there's no but see. It's very intentional.
It could be intentional so that he doesn't have an right, so that he's speaking in a short little burst that he can quickly kind of remember. Yes.
When he's talking, he's moving his hand, like show like how powerful he wants to deliver the message is.
He used his fist. Hitler did that, right? Right? That's showing that you have some sort of authority or power. You mean what you say. Right? You mean this.
He was confident.
Yeah, he was confident. JFK had swag. Good-looking guy, one of the youngest presidents ever, Harvard graduate, one of the wealthiest families of all time. He was very much down.
He was kind of in his speech, he was talking about unity, because he was talking about how it's not just like one man problem, it's going to become everybody's problem. And then he also had like a call to action, he was trying to get like, he wasn't like, that was the main focus, he was trying to get everybody for amusement.
Yeah, he wasn't like siding with either side. He used opposites in his speech. Not just the rich, right? We can't say the rich, but we also have to help the poor, right? God and man, rich and poor. Everything he kind of talked about was like opposites of one another. Kind of feel like he's talking about everything together, right?
Can you like pause other spots, you know, like after you listening point or whatever, and speak later, like cadences or voices?
Yeah, like if you felt that he said something poignant, then he paused, right? So for your mind to catch up. Oh, that's good, right? Kind of a mic drop, miniature mic drop.
He plays the crowd a lot and uses like kind of or not quite metaphors, but like pointing to events that are happening and not like the weapons of war rather than the things of peace. To really like work with the crowd what they think.
Yeah, he's talking about current events, things that really matter to the crowd, you know, things that they're upset about, or concerned, or fear. Anything else? Okay, if there's no more questions, we can get out of here early. I'll see you next Wednesday. I'll have the syllabus up by Friday. Some of the modules will be up, you know what to expect. But have your speeches ready for next Wednesday.
How long do you want?
It doesn't matter.